This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Colorado. I'm here with Awakening Spirit. Since 1995, they provided aromatherapy and herbal products while effectively assisting people in healing their body, mind, and spirit through the use of aromatherapy. I'm joined by Kathleen Flanagan, who is the founder, award-winning author. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
Well, thank you, Gary, for inviting me.
You really have had education throughout the years from Florida to Colorado in the legal field, psychology, finally aesthetics. But as a graduate from the Institute of Integrative Aromatherapy is where your passion grew really into an expert into the custom blending of essential oils. Share with me a little bit how this passion began for you.
It's a very interesting story. It was 10 years prior to me actually getting into it. I was coming downstairs and a voice in my head, Spirit, was talking to me and said, "You're going to be working with oils." And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And what happened is I kind of researched it because essential oils weren't in mainstream yet. But 10 years later, what happened is I ended up getting a swollen epiglottis and I was hospitalized and put in critical care. And they almost did a tracheotomy on me because I couldn't breathe. And when I was in that place, I was trying to get out of my body because I would rather be dead, than go through under the knife because I was terrified of any kind of surgeries. And so what happened was in that process, the Mother Mary came to me and yelled at me and said, "Stop it now." And I just went, "Yes, ma'am." And I swear, as soon as she left, my mother and the doctor walked in right behind. It took him an hour to get to the hospital. So what happened is they put me on 500 milligrams of antibiotics for a month, and then an additional 2 weeks of 250 milligrams. And I didn't know how dangerous that was to the human body.
Yeah.
But over the years, was in constant migraines. And at the very end of where I could tolerate it, because I would miss like 3 to 5 days of work, I would go under scalding hot showers, I would beat on myself, I would try to take Feverview, all sorts of things. And I didn't want to do prescription drugs. I just don't want to do pharmaceuticals. And I came out of the shower and I was on the floor just crying to God. It's like, if this is what my life is going to be, take me now. I'd rather be dead than live this way. And I was in so much pain that it's like, I don't know how people could live like this. And I wasn't going to be one of them. And I talked to a coworker the next day and told her what had happened. And she said, "I know this doctor in Boulder. She's a naturopath. Go see her." And she immediately prescribed Coptis, and I had to take 2 bottles of this, which was killing the candida because the side effect of antibiotics is candida. And so it was ravishing through my body for years. And I met women that had candida longer than I have and had worse symptoms than me. And I can't even imagine what they had gone through before they discovered it. And so I took this for 60 days to kill it, and it was like the yeast was dying. I felt like I was baking bread, and it was like, and I was like, I want to live, it was like I was just having these experiences, and I just said, okay. And I was on birth control at the time, and my doctor said, when you get off of birth control, it will come back with a vengeance. And it did. Because when I got off of it, within 3 days, I remember coming into the house, opened the refrigerator, and took a jug of milk and drank it like this. I have never done that in my life. And I chugged it. And I realized what I did. I got on the phone and said, "I need to see you."
Wow. What a story. And we're talking about a personal journey that you've been on here. Aromatherapy, it's the practice of using essential oils for therapeutic benefit. Aromatherapy has been used for centuries. Why does this ancient practice still feel a need in our modern society? And would you say maybe even more needed today than ever before?
I think so. Because when I was in the healing process, I would still have migraines because, there were just so many things. I had to change my diet, get off of sugar, chocolates, all these things. There were just things I still had to do because this was like a lifelong journey of suffering prior to having candida.
Wow.
And so My friend of mine and I had gone to the botanical gardens, and she said, lavender will help with your headaches. And I looked at her like, are you crazy? And I just thought she was nuts. And I ended up buying a bottle, put it on my temples, came home and vacuumed my house. And during that period of time, I was like, oh my God, I should be in a full-fledged migraine, and I'm vacuuming my house. I was stunned. That was it. I was sold on it.
Sold.
I was sold. And within a couple of weeks, I took classes with Mindy Green, who's a leader in aromatherapy in Boulder. And I just started taking classes and playing with essential oils and creating blends. And
Like you said,
and
never look back.
I never look back.
That is exciting. I mean, when inhaled, the scent molecules and essential oils, they travel directly to the brain. It impacts the emotional center of our brain. What is mood enhancement, and why is it possible with essential oils?
Well, essential oils, we actually, our sense of smell was number one. That was our survival instinct when we were back in the so-called caveman days. And so and we pushed it back to that it's not, but our sense of smell is everything. We don't taste without it. We don't survive without it. We smell things. So what happens when we smell that, a lot of times we could remember like, oh my God, that's my grandmother's scent. I've had people tell me that their grandmother's been dead for years, and all of a sudden their whole face transforms because they see grandma, they're experiencing grandma. And it's just, that's what it does. And what happens when it's going into that center, through the olfactory, it remembers it. It tells our body what's wrong with us because the constituents in the essential oils actually are natural, and our body knows how to respond to it. So those constituents, it goes, oh, that's what you need. And it'll go in and create that healing almost immediately.
That is crazy. I mean, more than just mood enhancing, you have developed therapeutic oils addressing really a variety of ailments. What specific issues have people come to you with they found relief from? Give me some examples.
Sleep. Insomnia is a big one. I've had sinus stress, post-traumatic, bronchitis. Lavender is good for everything. So I always say that. Arthritis, PMS. I've done back pain, back injuries, muscle injuries. I actually created a blend for several people with cancer that had cancer removed. And of course, you can't touch the tissue because you're in so much pain. And, so of course, the essential oils are a lot higher dilution than a 3 to 5%. And it's because you're just trying to get that where people have found relief. How many times have I told people to put lavender on for migraine headaches? And that's what it is. It's just anything that I seem to create for people, it just does something for them.
That is exciting. So we're talking about even ailments beyond mental ailments, talking about physical ailments as well. I mean, obviously people understand it when it comes to anxiety, things like that, but you're saying it even affects us physically as well.
It does.
Wow.
Because I'm a healer and I work with sound. And I use essential oils, like I'll anoint the person in the oils, and then I use the oil on the person, and I remove like so-called curses, demonic beings, whatever. They'll leave because of the oils that I'm using. So essential oils are very, very powerful.
For yourself, it was not only symptoms from the issues that you were having, but complications from the medications that were prescribed to you. Do you find others have that same experience and are pretty excited when they get a breakthrough like that?
Oh yeah, I think the biggest one when I first started was high blood pressure. A lot of people were on high blood pressure medication and they didn't want to be on it. And their blood pressure would go down. I said, you do not lower your blood pressure medicine unless your doctor says so. And that's because the other thing with essential oils is your body starts talking to you. You actually hear your body because it's always talking to you. But now it's answering you. And now you're opening your channels up to hear that. And so when people come in and said, oh my God, I've reduced my blood pressure medicine, or I don't have to take this, I've seen instant relief with people with pain, with sinuses, with breathing, lots of things.
That's exciting. I mean, all natural. I mean, anymore, that seems like just a buzzword in marketing. I mean, there are many chemical based products in our homes today. Would you say probably more than people even realize?
Yes, because when I started to get well, I started to realize that laundry detergents, cleaning supplies, our body care products, they're all full of bad ingredients. And I started researching a lot on ingredients. That's why I put so much information on my website,
Yeah,
because I've been transparent since 1995. So I might be the latest buzzword, but I was doing this since 1995. I've always wanted to take care of the environment. I believe our environment provides all of our health, all of our food. I mean, there's a reason this earth helps us, and people forget that.
sure.
And when you can get back to natural ways and get back into homeostasis, I mean, because a lot of times we don't even know we're sick until we start getting well.
Yeah, we don't listen very well,
No, we
especially
don't.
when we don't listen to the whisper. We don't listen till it's a yell. I mean, for you, this is the development of a new level of natural products. Is it safe to say that not all essential oils are the same when it comes to quality? And how does the consumer know what they're getting?
A lot of that's going to have to be research.
Okay.
A lot of, I mean, I really do. I get mine from the countries of origin. That's the main thing you want, because there's a lot of other countries that are now adding essential oils, but it's not the country of origin. So the constituents are going to be different. So if you get a rose from Bulgaria, it's not the same from Russia, and the smell is not the same. The way it works is not the same. And I've done a lot of testing on different oils. So I always go back to the country of origin. You want to make sure of that, and make sure you get the right Latin name of that country of origin, because a lot of times they have hybrids of different things. So you have different types of Latin names, which means there's a totally different set of constituents that you would need to research in order to know if it's going to work for you or not.
So you got to do a little due diligence out there before you jump right in. This is about personal prevention. I mean, a strategy that does not eliminate the need for doctors, but it can definitely reduce our frequency of that need. Is that exciting for a lot of people you've worked with?
Yes, because a lot of people don't want to just take a pill the rest of their life. They want to be in control of their health. They want to be in control of their bodies. And, it's just learning how to do that. And essential oils, I think, is one of the best ways, because so many times people said, well, I read your directions on the bottle, but I did this. And I said, well, where'd you get that from? Well, I kind of just picked it up in my body. And I said, then trust it.
Wow. Interesting. Let's face it, most of us out there lead hectic lifestyles. The need to reduce stress, create a sense of peace, provide a relaxed state. I mean, these are all the necessary ingredients for our bodies to heal itself and to re-energize. Is essential oil something that we can use on a daily basis?
Yes, it is. With essential oils, especially if you're blending, because when I started doing this and created the blends, it was primarily because most people didn't know what to do with essential oils.
Yeah.
They didn't know the proper use of it. They didn't know the contraindications of it. There were lots of precautions they needed to take that they were unaware of. So what I had created in the therapeutic oils was the 3% dilution, which means it's a therapeutic blend that at 3% is where, and you don't need, a little goes a long way. And it's in a carrier oil. So that means you're extending it, plus it's safe to use. You can, smell it, put it on your body, because some oils you can't. Like the spice oils, if you put it on your body, you could actually burn your skin. Or if you put a citrus oil on your skin and go out in the sun, it will photosynthesize and permanently damage your skin, discolor it.
Speaking of your body, your skin, I mean, as a licensed esthetician, you not only are able to treat through inhaling, but through our largest organ, which is our skin, massage oils, soaps, creams, skincare products. All these are part of your product line. Was that important to you?
It was. Because what I found, the shampoos and conditioners, your hair dries out or gets brittle if you're not using something right. But when you start using natural oils that are in your shampoos and conditioners, then your hair starts getting healthy. Lotions, they have a lot of alcohols, and we're not talking good alcohols, we're talking the bad alcohols. And so people are spending $5 at Walmart buying a lotion or something, and it's gone, and they keep applying it because their skin keeps getting dried out. Well, when you're putting an essential oil on, you want the oils that are good on your skin. So what happens is then you've got that moisture barrier, so you're not reapplying. So you can wash your hands several times a day and not have to reapply, and your skin is not drying out.
Interesting. When consumers are shopping out there, be it on your website or whatnot, when it comes to essential blends and therapeutic oils, how does that differ from just the straight essential oils? And is this kind of where your expertise really comes into play and you're able to customize for specific ailments?
I do. I have created several blends. I've made custom fragrances for people for their businesses. And what you do is you want to start out with the essential oils, but you don't want to use that on your body per se directly. You want to smell it. You always want to smell the essential oils because that is where we get the most of it, and then the rest goes into the body. So when you're using the essential oils, it's like I'll make a blend and then I put it into a carrier oil to extend it and make it safe for everybody. And the one thing that people that don't realize sometimes is putting essential oils on young children is not necessarily a good thing. So when it's in a carrier oil, then it's safe. You don't want to use essential oils on babies that are 6 months or younger at that point because it's too much for them.
I mean, you really are living proof of your products. This was a life changer for you. Is your mission to truly educate others? And how have you been able to do that? How do you continue that work?
Well, life keeps moving and shifting and changing, so I'm always open to what's going on. And I think what this whole journey keeps leading me and moving me into new directions. So right now, I just recently closed the spa because of what happened with COVID and just having a lot of trouble getting that back up and running. But I'm out there and going out there and educating people. I am redesigning the website. I am working with where I'm showing more sustainability, that I've been doing this. This isn't, I'm on a bandwagon. This is something that I've been leading the field on for years. And then getting out there and speaking to people more about taking personal responsibility, their mindset, all that kind of stuff, where to me, this is a very empowering product that you can use with essential oils. I mean, because if you're feeling good and then you look good, I mean, your confidence just increases.
That is great. So obviously as an author, through your books, through your website, presentations, workshops, the show itself, we love educating for people out there as well. When you're able to read basically testimonials from over a quarter century of serving the public, as you provide relief and education for many, does this continue to be rewarding for you?
Totally. I can't tell you how many times I was going to close my doors because this was a very hard business. When you start something like this in 1995 and you got a TV show that comes on and talks about St. John's wort and you're doing a show and somebody says, oh my God, I have to buy that because they learned it on TV. I could never do what a TV ad did at that point. And so when people would send me, and back in those days, people hand wrote and mailed testimonials because this was before the internet. And I'm like, I'm closing the stores. I can't do this anymore. It's too hard. It's painful, all of that. And I get, you're an angel. You saved my life. You helped my mother. And I was like, I can't close the doors. And I just would pick myself back up and keep on going.
And here we are now on television,
right.
25 years later, and you're telling your story. That's pretty powerful. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is her website. On the website, you can learn more about the mission of this company. All the products are available right there online for you. If you'd like to educate yourself, you can find her books online as well. If you'd like a presentation or maybe a workshop, we've got contact information on the bottom of the screen. But obviously, check out the testimonials. You're going to see people out there, maybe just like yourself, who have looked for some relief and found really a game changer, life changer like she did as well. Located right here in Johnstown, this area of Colorado. Like I say, she's got a shop that could be opening back up again soon. We'll put the information on the bottom of the screen. Check out the website, and she'll be able to help you there as well. Once again, that is Awakening Spirit since 1995, healing body, mind, and spirit. Indulge yourself with a luxurious in-home spa experience to enhance the quality of your life. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.